Yeah, good morning, everyone. So we got another fire to put out, literally. There's smoke over there coming up from that tent. DJ, how are you this morning? Good morning, Michael. So some of you were following yesterday when I was talking about Jerry and getting some secure shelter for him with as sick as he is. This is where he was staying. I told you that I'd be back out here and that this had been posted for a sweep, which it has been, and that will happen next Thursday. It is a sweep. The city likes to call it something else, even though there's a lawsuit right now and there's an injunction against sweeping people for survival, except this area, it's out of control, and I make no bones about it. And I have worked with many of these people in this camp through several sweeps. And the fact that they don't want to respect my efforts so I can defend their right to survive. Some of them are pretty upset with me right now because I've had some honest conversations and they don't like it. There are, however, several people in here that continue to try, and Mr. Cowboy being one of them. What's going on? You all right? Well, you're up and at 'em.
Yeah, I'm up on that.
Have you? Did you sleep?
Yeah, a little.
How's your head? Let me see. Well, that hat ain't helping nothing, Cowboy. Holy shit. Boy, you did a number. I have some ibuprofen. Do you want some ibuprofen? How many you want?
2, 3, 4.
I'll give you 3. But you gotta eat something. I got some ding dongs and Twinkies this morning with some coffee. You want that? Huh? You've been drinking water? Well, don't drink all that caffeine, but because you're gonna have coffee. All right. Well, one up top is here. What's he doing?
They were,
Has he been over here?
yeah, they came by, said they looked way over there. Leave me,
Somebody over there selling cars?
yeah, they need some water and dog.
Huh? Where are they?
Probably on down that way.
Huh. Yeah, there's a lot of characters that have moved in here in the last few days. Being a little confrontational. They don't like my presence here. So it's I'm very clear that, there is criminal activity moving in and out of these camps. But there are also some honest conversations to be had about basic survival. And this isn't it. I never fault anyone for having a hustle that they can do for themselves without criminal activity for survival. And this has just exploded over here in the last couple of days. And this is where I was faced with having to bring Jerry back too. You see why I wasn't going to do it. The man is sick. This is a great place for a sick person to be, right? No, it's not. All right, Cowboy, here. Hey, Cowboy, you're a mess. You all right? You got blood all over your shirt.
Yep.
So Cowboy had a bike accident yesterday.
All I did yesterday was
Ended up in the hospital.
biting me off early and kicked me out of there. I didn't get nothing back.
Are those are what glasses are those?
These are the other ones. These are the other ones. The other ones are still in there.
Okay, you need to let me take those in so I can get them fixed. You gotta get showered and stuff.
Yeah, I got to get a shower, but I think my head hurts yet.
Here, come here.
They thought they said all they did was bounce. She sat there last night about 9 o'clock. So.
You still don't remember how you got there?
No. I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. I don't flying through the air, I guess.
You went flying through the air. Is that what they told you?
I don't know. They didn't tell me nothing.
They didn't tell you nothing, or maybe you just don't remember? Or?
They didn't tell me nothing. I couldn't figure out anything, really.
Huh.
They wouldn't tell me nothing anyway.
Well, did you ask?
What?
Did you ask?
I asked them what happened. They didn't say much anything, really.
So they probably don't really know.
Yeah, they don't know, really.
Let me see.
There's pieces underneath, and they glued it back together.
Holy hell. Here. You want a Twinkie or Ding Dongs? Here, have a couple of those, and then I'll give you some ibuprofen. You still got a headache? Here, let me move this so you can sit.
Took aspirin last night. Didn't do much.
So they obviously kept you long enough to make sure you didn't have a major concussion.
Yeah, like I said, they never released me until down there 9 o'clock last night.
But you don't know what time you went in there?
No. Last thing I remember, it was the middle of the afternoon or earlier. That's the last thing I remember. And I was going to the fucking, going to the store. And Misty was supposed to go. I don't know what time, I don't know what time there.
Who, Misty? Last I heard, she split and said she wasn't coming back.
Good.
Good. You know, this is going to explode for the next week.
Yep. Rough around here today already.
You what?
It's been rough around here today already.
It's been rough around here. Why? What's been going on?
Just banging your stuff around and everything and trying to figure out what to do with it. I don't know what to tell. They gone through all this stuff here and go through the stuff. I didn't get up to see what they were going through, but hell, it sounded like they were going through much stuff right there, but I didn't know.
Well, we got this camper that showed up sometime last night, and all these new tents out here in the last 2 days. Do you know any of these people out here in the field?
Where Johnny Law went to find a car thief.
So they're looking for a car thief?
Yeah.
I wonder when these guys are going to figure out that's not the best hustle.
I don't know. They were too topical right this morning.
That girl right there, she came walking over here, and she's another one pretty upset with me because she thinks this is a place for her child. She came walking over here and saw me and said, "Oh, good, this bitch is here."
One always comes by. He's been here, and then he had another guy with him. And they were going to like take water and dogs, and then they were going down and find this guy stealing stolen cars. I don't really.
Well, I'm glad they're addressing the thievery. So let's hope they're doing their job right, huh?
Yeah. And they worried about me today.
What?
They were worried about me today.
They should be.
Yeah, they were.
So is it the same sergeant that called for Jerry? Was that him?
Same sergeant that we've dealt with all the time here.
Was he the one that day, though, that called for Jerry?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
It was. Yeah, that was a good move. Jerry's very sick. He's very sick. Can't seem to get any, all those city services that are available to help him out. Yeah, let me give you some ibuprofen. There's two. There's one more. I don't want to give you these Advil PMs that I have in here. So a little education on these postings for these sweeps. They'll come in here and hang these on the poles. So it's a notice from Denver Department of Transportation and Infrastructure on Thursday, August 5th. The city will remove all items encumbering or obstructing public areas, blah, 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 blah. And then they tell them, that they'll take their items to storage, but it's only certain items. And if there's any human waste, rotting food, or needles, which typically isn't a huge problem in the areas that I work with, but because I was gone for so long, there was nothing I could do. Like I said, yesterday I was talking about, having some guilt because I couldn't stay in front of things. I really probably wasn't going to stay in front of this camp because they're pretty hell-bent on coming in and blowing the place up and just leaving. And it's not okay. It's not. This is way beyond basic survival. And this area is very popular because there is a Goodwill over here, which is great, and it sells by the pound. So some of these people have a good hustle where they can go buy their stuff at Goodwill and try to resell it. But the problem with that is they essentially bring Goodwill out here. And it's not okay because it makes piles and piles of debris that's hazardous, flammable, and then they combine, other gases, propane, they burn fires. So it's dangerous, and you can't deny that. However, when Denver comes in here and says that they're going to do these cleanups, that's exactly what they should be doing. But instead, they're enforcing the camping ban. So some of these people, like Cowboy, who I work very closely with, who, just cannot get his ID no matter how hard I try. He continues to get swept back and forth, back and forth. I think I've talked about how the river is right down here at the end of this street, and that's kind of the dividing line between two police districts. So you have two police districts handling things differently when they sweep them back and forth. Last summer, this cul-de-sac had a camp in it, and I managed it very well for a long time. We did really good, and I had a toilet, had a hand washing station. We were effective, and I scheduled trash cleanup days where I come out and bring volunteers and help them. But I can't continue to do that because my volunteers go, okay, we just did this and we're back to square one. So that's where the respect issue comes in with these people. They just don't respect it. So, and I wouldn't expect these neighbors, really, I don't, to have to put up with this, but they won't work with me. They hate me. They think I'm the culprit for providing sanitation. When they got swept from the other side of the river and ended back up over here, I brought the toilet over here because they came over here. The need for the toilet was here. Well, I got confronted by a neighbor, a few neighbors, that told me I needed to find another place for the toilet. Well, I wasn't going to. However, those that were over here decided that my toilet was going to become a trash receptacle. So I gave them a chance to clean it out. I told them that if they didn't clean it out, I was taking the toilet somewhere else where it would be useful. It's not like there aren't, at least 50 spots over in this area that I can provide human sanitation in. I'm going to walk back over here. So apparently this car is why the police are over here, because it's stolen. And every one of these people in here, except these new people that I've never seen before, they know that I will do everything to defend their right to survive. And I've been in here numerous times telling them, stop doing this. Stop doing what the fire department told you not to do. They do it anyway. I was in here last night and I was told by one of the guys in here that I work regularly with that he's going to slap a lawsuit on me for what I'm doing to them. One of the same guys that's always first to my car to see what he can get from me. So, this is a case of living the dream. There are some single women out here that I'm very concerned about. That is where Jerry was staying. So this is CDOT property, this lot, this fence, this whole stretch of land. It could be an ideal location to house people that are never going to get housed. And somebody else is setting up something over here since last night. Carts. But they continue to do it. This is literally a 6-lane highway. CDOT has been picking up trash. Some of them do try. Cowboy really is the only one on a regular basis that attempts to bag trash. There's a couple others that help him. Need any tarragon to go with your Bud Light? Yeah, it's a shame. It really is that they just don't even have an ounce of self-respect when they have full support. This is food that volunteers have brought out. I've talked about all the food that comes out here. This is expensive. Buy the food, prepare the food, buy the containers, deliver it. This is why I tell volunteers, do not bring this and leave it. Identify with the need. So they, of course, are compounding the problem somewhat. Good morning. You want some coffee? I have fresh coffee. Has cream and sugar in it. You want a Twinkie and some more? Well, he doesn't work in this district, though, Chandra. So if...
So why was he on that task force? I mean, running it down there.
The dividing line is over. That's District 4. This is District 3. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, if you just want to talk to him, that's fine. But if you wanted to take any action for something that happened over here, you can't.
He's been wanting to talk to me and he's checking it out.
Well, then follow it.
There's some serious shit going on.
Yeah, for...
And as you see, I no longer have a tent because Dickmart ripped it down.
Yeah, he threatened me last night. He's gonna slap me with a lawsuit for what I'm doing to you guys. Yeah.
Well, he's gonna get slapped with a fucking assault charge.
Well, but Chandra, you've got to follow up. You know, I mean, right at that time. You want a couple?
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. But trash bags are doing well.
Only for your use.
Yeah. Yeah, but
For your space.
But what's around me, if I don't fucking like it, it goes in the garbage. You know?
10 feet.
So I got accepted for that job, taking care of the 3 autistic kids.
Wonderful.
18 days, 2,200.
Are they gonna have shelter for you? Are they gonna let you live there?
No, they're gonna pay me right away. In 18 days I get paid. They're gonna go put me sign for a place for me. 3 autistic kids for 2,200 for 18 days. Yeah, I'll do it.
Well, it takes the right personality to do that, and they found that in you. So
Thank you for that.
yeah, absolutely. Those trains, they're loud. And this fence fell down a long time ago, and CDOT claims they're not going to fix it because they're tearing it down, which that's not true. That got blown down by the wind. I was here shortly after it happened. Somebody drove through the fence down there, and they have been using some of this fence for firewood. Told them not to do it. Fire departments told them not to do it. But, you know, the neighbors, they don't want to hold government accountable, really. They just want these people gone. And at this point, yeah, I mean, I'd want this gone too. I, as a neighbor, though, would attempt to reach out and see what I could possibly accomplish on an individual basis, because there are people out here that need a little extra support. You want another cup, Chandra? I have more if you want more. I have more. How many cups you want? They don't want to come out and talk to me and get their coffee. They don't want to hear me telling them they need to clean their shit up.
Anyway.
How many more cups you want? A couple?
No.
Just one?
No, I'm not burning myself for everyone.
Yeah, they can come out and get their coffee. They just don't want to face me.
Anyway, Jerry had something to do with those cars, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure he did. I'll go tell Sergeant Reichert over there that.
I tried to, but he was standing right by Just two little beaches.
Who's that?
Whatever. Check stuff.
So, yeah, they're in that tent over there. Who are they? We don't know.
Jerry's heroes. I don't know.
Jerry's harems. I love it. So, I was worried about Cowboy. He called me last night and got out of the hospital. So, determined he was going to be okay through the night. I just wanted to come out here and check on him this morning. Otherwise, I really don't have any more purpose out here. I'm just wondering if all of these tents got posted with notice, because it seemed to me that Cowboys was the only one. This is his small junk pile, which he needs to tidy up, and he will. He always does. Good morning. You want coffee? Huh? What little young couple? Yeah, in that tent right there.
Yeah, they're I guess carjacking ladies.
They're carjacking people. Those women.
The guy and the girl.
There's a guy in there too. Yeah, they just showed up. What, day before yesterday?
Yeah. They started bringing cars right away.
Started bringing cars. Wow. Well, I hope they have enough to arrest them then.
They do.
So they hiding out in the tent right now?
No, they're gone. They came with
Oh, they're gone? Huh.
But they still just took this truck over here. You know, we kind of like talk to them a lot.
They stole like a neighbor's truck?
Yeah.
Like right here. Nice.
They came back with
Yeah, that little silver car right there on the wellhead.
So she got out, got in the guy's truck, and took off with that. And they came back and let those guys know, hey, we were here. They came and got him.
Who came and got them?
These guys came out and confronted them with
So the neighbors confronted them? Because you went and told the neighbors that they...
They're here.
Wow. Good. Let's go down.
About like 10 in the morning.
10 last night?
Morning yesterday.
Oh, 10 in the morning. Oh, so that's why those women were being so mouthy with me. And they ran in the tent when I started recording them.
Yeah, those two big ones.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're their friends.
Interesting.
She mostly did, but the trash man kept coming around and around and around into the trash cans. Kept loading it up. So the rest of all that trash is gone.
What trash man?
The trash man that comes empty.
Oh, just the regular trash truck?
We load them back up and he can come back around and load them up again and come back around.
He said that?
Let's do that.
He did do that.
Loaded him up like 4 times. Got most of that trash out.
You're lucky he came back, because that could have been a problem.
No, that's why we did it. He said he's going to just go around for a couple of times.
Well, that was nice.
She kind of organized it. She was on.
Maddie organized that, huh? You can't tell. I mean, it's a shame you can't tell.
Can't tell all that trash went back there?
No. But a lot of that trash is gone? Huh. There must have been... Huh. Who brought the bathtub? So what he was saying was when Denver came and picked up the trash this morning in those containers, the trash truck driver, nice job, told him or told them to load these trash cans back up and he'd come back around and dump them, and he did. So supposedly they put a bunch of trash in there. So the few that wanted to try to be part of the trash effort, which is a day late, dollar short, but whatever. Is that too sweet? The other one might have less sugar in it. Did you see where Cowboy went? I know. Yeah, I talked to him. You see his head? He wrecked his bike at some point yesterday and ended up in the ER. He has no memory of what happened. Yeah. They cut him loose last night a little after 9. Yeah, so keep an eye on him. I don't know where he went. He was walking around over here. I gave him some coffee and some ibuprofen. I'm guessing that he has a warrant or is getting a warrant on that tent. I hope so. I hope he's doing a thorough job to catch these low-life thieves who I just learned stole a neighbor's truck. Some of them here went and told the neighbor they saw them do it. Neighbor came out, confronted them. I guess they ran across Santa Fe here, the 6-lane highway. No clue. Nobody knows who those people are. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, that just show up and they're hiding in these camps so they can go commit this crime. But I'm glad we could identify individually who it was. Or that the Denver police could do that. That is their job, so nice job, guys. It's going to be another warm one today. Tomorrow, though, the high is only 81. So, well, maybe they'll get their shit together in here and they'll have everything spotless by next Thursday. I'm rooting for you guys. You can do it. You know how to do it. You can do it. And you're going to have to do it without my help. We'll see. My guess is that it will just blow up, as it typically always does. Yeah, there are a few people in here royally pissed off at me. Those few people happen to be ones that were set up with a lot of success to be able to change their path because of me and what I had done for them, what they had access to, what they had been given. And because they chose to take advantage of me, they now do not like my forwardness. And I don't appreciate it. And then they double down and come over here and do this shit. That's directly choosing your path. So you can own that. I hope those people that just came in here to pick them up are trying to get them on a better path. Well, I'm kind of waiting to see where Cowboy wandered off to. What do you do? Go walking down Santa Fe? Oh, there's Jerry. He's going to slap a lawsuit on me for what I'm doing to him. I'm not going to slap a lawsuit on himself for what he's doing to himself, I guess. Oh, here comes Cowboy. Walking down the alley. Cowboy is the one that does trash regularly. He returned somebody's trash can to their house a block and a half down this alley after somebody here decided it was okay to steal somebody's trash can and not have any way to take out their trash. My guess is he's waiting for a warrant for that tent. What's going on? What were you doing? So, do you? Good. So, these people in this tent stole the neighbor's truck down there, and everybody saw it, went and told the neighbor. The neighbor came out and confronted them, and they took off running across Santa Fe. That's the story I'm getting.
I heard that from around across Santa Fe.
Yeah, 10 o'clock in the morning, I guess. Yeah. So were you still here at 10 o'clock?
I was here at 10 o'clock yesterday morning.
You didn't see any of that going down?
No. I'd walked down and seen fucking Rocky down there.
Oh, really? Is he down there?
Well, he was down there yesterday. I don't know if he's down there today or not.
I just met those guys in those tents along the fence.
Yeah, Rocky was hanging out with, I think, probably the last tent on this end.
The last tent?
Yeah, the last tent. Yeah, it was very good yesterday.
Got asshole Bennett down there
Yeah,
doing his bullshit.
yeah.
And those guys with that black trailer, holy hell. What are they thinking?
I don't know. I've never even looked at it.
Ugh.
I don't need anybody down here either. I don't need another two trailers.
Cowboy, you got any clean clothes?
I got clean pair of pants.
Do you want to give me a bag of laundry?
Yeah, I got some.
Finally cleaned out my car. With help. And it still took me about 6 hours. Here's a bag, Cowboy. Start with the laundry first, and then we'll address the shower. Because you need to get your head clean. Because that's going to get infected. They didn't give you an antibiotic or anything? Nothing. Do you know if did you have an IV in your arm?
They knew exactly who I was, though. I didn't have an ID on me.
And they knew who you were.
They knew who I was.
I want to know how you got there.
I don't have a clue. I don't know where I wrecked at. I don't know anything or anything.
I'm going to drive down there where you told me you were. I'll see if I see any remnants of your bike. I doubt it, but what's with that other bike you got parked up?
That was one that belonged to Missy. And I don't know what the deal on it is. I haven't found the parts for the area.
Be careful not to touch that on your head. Yeah, you got to get cleaned up.
Yeah, I'll get back.
Don't touch it. Ouch. So, do you know if you had an IV in your arm? Anywhere in your hand?
The only thing I know is came back.
Let me see.
They knew who I was.
Let me see this. Looks, you had an IV.
Well, an IV, yeah.
Yes,
IV,
that's what I'm asking.
I thought you said ID. No, IV,
Because
yeah. She stabbed and they stabbed and stuff right there.
they gave you fluids and likely some antibiotics through that. So, that's good.
I don't know what time it happened at, but like I said, it was after 9 o'clock before I got out of there last night.
I wish you would have called me.
I didn't have a phone on me until after.
Yeah, but it was in your backpack.
Yeah,
but
I looked in there and I didn't see it to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't see my wallet. I didn't see my ID. I didn't see my phone. Nothing. And then I finally found it when I got back up here last night.
Yeah.
I found it up here, but you know, I found it up here in the backpack, but it's buried down in my backpack. But you know, like I said, I thought I should, you know, I went to grab my ID down at the hospital, nothing. And,
Grab your ID. You don't have an ID.
Well, I thought I had one. You know, I thought I had my billfold.
Right.
And I didn't even have that, you know, on the billfold.
Well, I'm glad it ended up in your backpack because when you left here, did you have your wallet in your pocket or in your backpack?
I don't know.
Well, they at least did you a solid and you left the hospital with your belongings. So that's good. Somebody was being careful and honest.
They didn't know.
And your watch made it through it.
Oh, yeah. Tough watch.
We just bought this not too long ago. That was a good investment.
But you know, I don't know what's going on, and actually, I don't have a clue.
Well, you obviously had a concussion worth watching.
Yeah, they, you know, they said that I they wouldn't worry about anything. They said to make sure I got home and everything. But like I said, they're supposed to give me a ride, but there wasn't nobody there.
Well, Cowboy, they probably called an Uber
Yeah,
for
they
you.
said there'll be one here in 2 minutes.
But that's not their fault because
Yeah,
it shows when they call when a driver's going to be there, but that's not always the
yeah.
case.
But I went outside and I waited around and asked around and stuff. Asked for my bike. Couldn't find my bike.
You got mad and you went storming off. You
I
should have
just left.
waited.
I just
They,
left.
they'd have given you a ride.
I would have, but I mean, I just left
I know.
and got back here. And all right. But I don't have a clue what all went on over that.
So if I drive down, you want me to go down Platte here?
I went yesterday. I went um, along through here,
Uh-huh.
and I think the second one that goes down between them all them buildings,
Mm-hmm.
that's where I went.
That's the last thing you remember? Do you remember going down the hill towards the river?
I headed down it, so I remember.
So maybe this happened just right at the end of the block when you went down the hill.
I don't know what's going on. I don't have a clue. Other than I don't have a clue about anything. I don't have a clue.
I don't remember. All right, well, let me go do a few things. Well, get that laundry bagged up for me.
Yeah, I'll get bagged up. Yeah,
Well, can you do it now so I can
Yeah.
take it with me?
Yeah, and then I'm going down there, set to where.
You're going down there to sit in shade?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Take some water. Do you want some fresh water?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, these are the things that I do on a daily basis, and I don't always record them, but I do it because awareness is important. We're in public. People want to understand, they want to see, they want to know people, and that's good. Because without that, I can't accomplish anything. Cowboy's been through quite a few ordeals out here. And aging rapidly, living homeless is not on one side for survival. It's just not. So I'm working very hard, except I can't even get his ID because our government services fail. So Cowboy's a Colorado native, an Inglewood native. He's been criminalized out of Inglewood into Denver. It took us 2 months to get into the DMV. And when we finally got in there, they took his thumbprint, his fingerprint, because we have, prints on our little cards that give us permission to our given rights, to our God-given rights. They couldn't match his fingerprint in their system. Imagine that. So, what the DMV tells those people is that they have to go work with the ID project. So, I set all of that up with the ID project months and months and months ago. We've been dealing with this since last year. We go into the ID project for, an hour and a half appointment. I get him there, luckily, because people that don't have transportation or the ability to set up an appointment and all of that goes into something like that, they're not going to get themselves there because there's all kinds of barriers. So I get him there. He has that appointment. They let him know they'll be in touch just as soon as possible. A couple months goes by. We don't hear anything. I call them just to make sure we didn't miss something. They don't know what the confusion is. They don't know why I'm calling because they told us that they would contact us when they had results. And they still haven't. So I don't know if they decided to throw that in the trash or what. Oh, that would be Lisa's camper. Okay. I wonder what she's got. I hope she knows that her stuff isn't safe here. What's happening, you two? Hey, I hope you know that your stuff is not safe here. Do you have somebody watching?
Yeah, I got
Somebody reliable?
I got 2 people in it. It's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because shit is going down in here. Bad.
I gotta run to the phone car.
I still have that little packet.
Is that in your car?
No. Damn it.
Throw
I'm
it in your
sorry.
car for me. When you think about it, throw it in the car.
Okay.
It's not a major thing. Don't worry about it. We'll probably grab some. The clips, you know, for the back tailgate.
I'll go get them now.
No.
Are you
No.
are you coming back? Then just let me go get them.
No. Don't get them now. I don't need them right now. It's okay. Do what you do. Okay?
Well, are you gonna need them or are you gonna buy more?
I'm not buying any.
Okay, don't.
So
I just need to go get them.
So don't worry, okay?
Okay. I just hope your
Yeah,
stuff
if it was
is
major, I would have called you.
okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm assuming you're just kind of in some transition.
Well, because I'm picking up my generator. I'm switching the generator for a new generator that I just have to push the button. So
Okay.
they're putting a new gas tank on it for me,
Okay.
and so that's why I was here last night. Yeah. Then I'm out. I already told the cop that too.
Okay.
Yeah, he's cool with it. He's like,
Right.
no, don't worry, no. And I said, well, I'm just waiting for my generator.
Right.
He's like,
Okay. Yeah, these people are on a car theft ring over here, and it's not good. It's just not good.
yeah.
So as
I
long
got
as
a
somebody's
lot-
in there.
A lot of
Tarzan in there?
No, I got him right here.
Oh, duh. Didn't even see it. All right.
He's tired.
Cool. All right.
I'll call you.
Okay, Lisa.
All right,
See you later. Uh-huh. Okay, that's good to know. So she's just in a little transition. Okay. This dude's walking across the field with a tire iron. Interesting.
Pretty soon when it came up the third time.
Oh, Cowboy.
There's been enough.
Holy
sun up
hell.
there. I mean, yeah, look at it. Every one of them damn socks are different. Every one of them.
Forget that. I'll give you fresh socks. Stop going through that shit. Just give me some basic stuff. This? Bag it up. I gave you that bag. You buried the bag, didn't you?
That's right.
You got some other jeans? Yeah, give me that other pair. Here, here's your bag. You got some cool t-shirts?
Ah.
Yeah, get all about these. All right. Gotta get him cleaned up today. That dude is sure swinging that tire iron around like he's gonna own that thing. What the hell's he doing? Who are these people? Ugh. Hmm. All right, very good. Will it fit right there? Perfect. Here, I'll swap you. You want that? You need some fresh, or you want these small ones too?
Yeah, take these one.
Yeah, sorry they're not cold. I need to freeze some water bottles. Make sure you
Come on.
drink, Cowboy.
I do. I drink 2 gallons of water.
Okay.
2 days.
All right, I will see you after a bit. Do you have any chargers you want to give me? Is your
I
phone?
gave you that one, the one big one. Yeah, I did. It's laying on your seat right now.
Oh, you sat it in here? Okay. I did, and I tossed it right in the tent.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you find it?
I found one. I found this one. Well, not this one, but the other one.
It's that.
I
Yeah,
found
that's
that
the one I tossed in your tent.
Yeah. And
Okay,
then you
so
should have that one that.
and I got the black one. I see it there.
And you should have the one light blue one. It's the same one.
Oh, yeah, that's that funky one. It's just it charges weird,
Yeah, it does. But all of a sudden
and it's just charged.
Yeah, boom, like that.
But it seems like it's
Yeah,
taken
and
a
it
day and
puts
a
out-
half.
It puts out. I don't know. It never took me much more than 3-4 hours to charge it.
Really?
Yeah. But
Maybe
always,
it doesn't like my cords.
Yeah.
All right.
Always charges up good for me.
So you're not going anywhere today, right?
Down
Just
there.
down.
I went down there.
You're gonna just hang out down there
Yeah.
in the shade.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's too damn hot up here.
Yeah, it is. All right, we'll get some things figured out after a bit. Okay.
All right,
I'll see you later.
Figure out what's going on, let me know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the path that you said you last remembered. You took the alley. You took a right.
Yeah, I took the right one, goes all the way through.
Where were you going? You were going down Goodwill?
Yeah, Goodwill, and I'm going to go down down the door down there.
Down to what store?
I'm going to go down and hit Circle K or hit store, but I never made the store.
Well, you never made it to Goodwill either, right?
No, I never made it.
All right. I'll see what I can find, Cowboy. See you later. Oh, this guy. This guy. Oh, you guys. So you see how, the little bit of discretionary spending goes sometimes? Yeah. So I'm sorry I haven't been following along with any of the comments. Did I have a mod in here? It's hot. Things are not simple. No, they are not. I never had a mod in here and everybody got along. That's awesome. So if any of you caught just bits and pieces of that, ultimately why I was out here is because Cowboy had a bike wreck yesterday at some point. He doesn't remember. I bet this stream is kind of going in and out, isn't it? You caught it all? Awesome, Kevin, thank you. Who took out the porta pot? I did. I took it out of here and put it in that other spot where you saw me dealing with the city of Denver trying to take it from me. I had to move it because they couldn't manage it here. And Cowboy was trying, but he's only one person. And they were putting trash in the toilet, and they can't clean the toilet when they pile it up with trash. So I had to make a decision to move it because it costs me a lot of money to leave it where it's being abused. So that's just how that worked out. I could bring another one, but I'm not sure anything would change in here. Luckily, they have a short walk down here to Denver's parks and recreation, where there is a porta potty for public use. They like to lock that or not allow the homeless to use it instead of just monitoring it. They've done some shitty things in the past. However, this year, that doesn't seem to be a problem. It seems like everyone has had access to that toilet over there. So, I mean, the neighbors should be happy about that. There isn't a human waste issue out here because most of them are responsible to go to that toilet. I haven't found any needles out here. Yeah, it happens. No, you guys, I'm just, I don't consider myself an angel. It's just that I've always been compelled to understand homelessness. I've always dabbled in trying to get to know individuals to help them. And how's Jerry? Jerry over in the motel. I've talked to him today just to check in on him. He's not good. He's not good. So he needs to stay sheltered. And I'm going to continue to help him and Cowboy and a few of the others. But as far as, the majority of these people that I've kind of stuck with for a while, and they just keep repeating this pattern. And a lot of them have taken advantage of the things that I've done for them or the path that I've given them to improve their situation. And if they don't want to do that and they want to come out here and think they're entitled to just blow up neighborhoods, I don't support that. And I do have an opinion about that. And for those that have heard that, they don't like it. So they're mad at me. And, I don't care. It is what it is. And because there's always going to be someone I can identify that's going to utilize the help to the best of their ability to get some goals met. And one of the things about Jerry is he's just a very proud man because he has always worked. And he's fighting me on getting better because he wants to come out here and earn his pay. And he's not well and he can't work. So until possibly, maybe, we can get him back on that path, he needs shelter. That's just the bottom line. And he's a very grateful and a very giving man. He's spent a lot of time out here taking care of Zaina with the Jeep. You remember that whole story? She's an older woman, 70. So reach out to Professor Toto on YouTube. He is a great guy about to open a homeless shelter. You and him would be good working together. Look, if it ain't happening here, I don't have time. I'm just saying. And if you think that he's got a connect that can directly benefit me without begging government for permission, I'm all about that. But I study what's going on across the nation. I pay attention to how some cities are doing some things, and inevitably, it's always a case of having to partner with government, and I'm not interested in that. because I'm not asking for permission. If they can't see the effectiveness I have and actually derail those efforts, they're not interested in working with me. They're interested in controlling me. And I will not play that way. I will not go to government and say, could you please give me some money? Because, you know, I care. Well, they're going to tell me how I have to care. And they're going to put all kinds of restrictions on me. They're going to make me beg them every step of the way for every move that I would even make. Ain't going to happen. Not going to happen. Find me the private donor that's going to be an extreme philanthropic fan of the homeless, because there is no return on investment. There isn't. And that's another barrier for private donations, because while there may be a donor out there, they're far and few between, because anyone that invests has to see a return on investment. And there is no such thing in direct street outreach with the homeless. There isn't. That's why we supposedly have this safety net that we all contribute to in one way or another. City, state, federal taxes, okay? And the majority of the populace is not interested in holding them accountable to those services. So until that happens, this game of money is nothing more than being about control, okay? And if they were to solve this problem, there would be no more money. So people need to be in tune with how and why begging government for permission to solve a moral crisis, a moral crisis, a public health crisis, is very, very dangerous. It's very dangerous. Government is not interested in solving those things. Oh, we're going back to masks. I guarantee you. We're, you know, all this talk on the variant, it's coming back. It's about control. And interestingly, during COVID, for those of you that have been following me for a while, nobody was sick out here like they are this year after getting that vaccine. They don't care about much more of their survival or their health care, but they came out here in droves and literally told all of these homeless individuals that they had to have this vaccine. They had to have it. And it was interesting, a lot of that occurred when I was gone for a month. We've had a lot of discussions out here about the vaccine. And two individuals, one that we know very well, that were just fine through COVID, are incredibly ill right now and have both been hospitalized for a combination of about 6 weeks on and off. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a person that tries to educate myself to the best of my ability and understand what government's goal is. I'm in charge of me, right? My body, my choice. So the masks, that's where I'm at. The vaccine, that's where I'm at. Although, how nice it is now to go into businesses where everyone's been fully vaccinated and you're not required to wear masks only if you've been vaccinated. I'm still mingling in society. I still haven't been sick. I'm still surviving. And so are a lot of these people. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. That's what viruses do, right? That is what they do. So take care of yourself. Work as hard as you possibly can to stop your bad habits that weaken your immune system. We all have our vices in some form. Some people are perfect health nuts. I admire them. I respect them. That's phenomenal. Uh, get your exercise. Watch your diet. Drink lots of water. Get your blood work done. So you know what supplements you need to keep your immune system healthy. Vitamin D is a very powerful vitamin that people give no consideration to. These folks out here get a lot of vitamin D. And they get a lot of vitamin C supplement from me. Yeah, you're being pressured. Kevin, yeah, well, it's your choice. And if I worked for an employer or was in a public school setting, like a lot of the colleges are trying to tell all these kids that they can't come back unless they've had a vaccine. I know plenty of people who've challenged that, and the colleges have backed off because they can't. They can't use that as a form of enrollment, as a stipulation for a form of enrollment in a public school. And if your private employer or private school or any other private entity for that matter is telling you that you must do this and prove it, well, they're violating HIPAA. So you have protections. It's just how far you're willing to stand up for yourself and some of the sacrifices you may have to make. Look, I gave up shopping at some of my favorite stores. I had some horrendous interactions, and I'm still not going back. You're not going to get my money. Hell no. I'm just watching over here. This woman drove up here and is having a conversation with the cop that's still sitting here. I really feel like he's waiting for a warrant to search that tent. And that's why he hasn't left. I hope so. I hope they're doing their job, because this is the shit they need to be addressing. And it sounds like, from what I heard, went down. These people were on a spree yesterday of stealing cars, stole the neighbor's truck. Everybody saw it over here, went and told the neighbor. The neighbor came over here and confronted him. I'm wondering if he got his truck back. And I guess they took off running across Santa Fe. So I don't know why this didn't get addressed yesterday, but I don't know all the details. So, people are really starting to have to feel like they have to solve these crimes and their problems themselves, because the response to this has been pretty slow. I know that the police department is buried in stolen vehicle reports and all of that. And no, I don't think they should have to go on wild goose chases to hunt down people's stolen property. That's why you should have insurance, and you should have gap coverage if you've got a financed vehicle, because if your car gets stolen here, you're not getting it back. If it gets recovered, it's trash. So really, protect yourself, because you're living in a war zone for stolen vehicles here in the Denver metro area. Ellie, so did you hear me say earlier how Jerry's doing? You may be popping in and out, but I talked to him today. He's not doing all that well. He needs shelter, and he needs time to work through this whole new palette of meds that he's taking. I've got him a pillbox, and, you know, he's staying organized as he possibly can. He wants to take care of himself. We tried to have some people help take care of him, and they failed. So he just wants to kind of be alone and rest, check in with me periodically. I've got a couple other people that are going to be checking in on him, but 8 days is a short amount of time. And so I'm working on some other shelter that if it doesn't come through, this is where I'm supposed to bring him back. I don't know if you caught earlier that this is the location that he was staying. And of course, even since he's been gone, it's exploded. He can't be out here. This is not a place for a sick person. No one in his condition is going to recover living outdoors. So yeah, that's how he is. And I've talked to him today. He's very tired. He didn't sleep good. So it's just kind of watching all this go down. I guess Jerry, standing behind this woman over here, thinks he's going to have a powwow with the cop. Jerry is the individual that has decided to threaten me. He's going to slap me with a lawsuit, even though for the past year and a half, he's been one of the first people to my car to see what he can get. So he must be over there bitching to the cop. I have half a mind to just walk right up there and start recording it. Oh, I think I might. Let's go check this out. See if he's over there bitching about me. I mean, we are in public and everybody's on duty, and where are you going, Jerry? Are you bitching to Sergeant Reichert about me? Did you tell him you're going to put a lawsuit on me? Hey, do you have your body cam on? Did you have your body cam on with that interaction with him? No, you didn't. Is he over here bitching about me? Is he telling you he's going to put a lawsuit on me? Did he say why? He didn't say why? That he doesn't like me? Yeah, he doesn't like me because he didn't go into details. You just listen to him and kind of just let him, just rambling. But you have your body cam on now, don't you? How come? I don't complain on you at all. I haven't filed a complaint on you at all. I technically did file a complaint on you?
Technically not filed a complaint on
That's right.
you. Yeah.
So I've never complained about you.
I prefer having these interactions on video as well.
So why my interaction on video but not his?
He's never complained on you.
Because he's never complained on you? So is that how you operate? You only record people that have complained on you?
I knew this was going to be confrontational, Becky.
How is this confrontational?
Because now I'm going to ask you to leave because I'm trying to do some work.
So you don't want me to interfere with your investigation? Is that what you're saying?
You're watching a tent there. It's getting warm. So
Yeah. You know what? I've been saying that the whole time.
Private property,
No, I'm not on private property. I'm on public property, Sergeant Reichert. It's public property. So I just came over here to see what Jerry was.
I answered your question.
Yeah, you did.
We had a rather pleasant conversation.
We did. It's not confrontational at all.
Not anymore.
No, not at all. But I'm glad that I understand you selectively activate your body cam with the public.
Right,
Because now I am going to file a complaint on you. Bye-bye. You stupid fucker. God damn, see? They're just fucking arrogant dicks. They're just arrogant dicks. He just said it. He wasn't going to activate his body cam. He only does that with certain people. Huh, cute. What a dumbass. They just can't keep it. They just cannot resist. They cannot resist. I asked him if he had his body cam activated while Jerry was having his bitch session with him, and he said no. And so I asked him why he chose to activate his body cam with me, and he said because he was sure this was coming. So he only activates his body cam whenever he feels like he needs to. That's not policy. Huh, Denver? Wow. And the reason I asked him if he had activated his body cam with his conversation with Jerry is because I was going to request footage. Because, after all, remember, that's why we have body cams. So the public understands how our police are interacting and doing their job. Holy hell. And he did say that he was going to ask me to leave because I'm on private property. I'm not. I'm on public property. And so I said to him, you are asking me to leave because you don't want me to interfere with your investigation. And then he said, no, and reminded me that he was doing his job and that he is waiting for a warrant on that tent, just like I had figured. See, Sergeant Riker, he's just an arrogant ass. And he said that I've complained on him, which I haven't. I did send an email to his district command staff, letting them know that I did have an interaction with him down the street down here, and I was trying to talk to him about a bad situation that he needed to work with the fire department on, and he copped an attitude with me. I wasn't going to go down the rabbit hole and request that body cam footage because we had an immediate issue that needed addressed, and so I wrote to his command staff and said just because he was just an arrogant ass, we couldn't solve anything. And I'd made a couple suggestions of how we were going to be able to get through this issue. And his command staff agreed with me and took the proper steps to make sure that that happened. And now here he is again today. He doesn't know how to handle himself. But that's good that he's violating policy. And he just admitted it. Well, it's not good that he's violating policy. It's good that I, understand how he interacts with people out here. And I actually do believe he was the one that called for medical for Jerry. And I was going to thank him, but why bother? They're dicks. They're arrogant asses. They think that they do not have to answer to the public. And this right there is just another example. So I am going to file a complaint on him for not activating his body cam. And by his own self-admission, he said that he only activates it when he thinks things are going to be confrontational. Well, that's real smart, huh? That's exactly why we have body cams, huh? You dumbass. All right, so I'm gonna have to go because I gotta go get a few of these things done. Yeah, Ellie, they do have discretion to turn them on and off, but it is in their policy that states whenever they're interacting with the public, they're to have those on whenever they're in the middle of a criminal investigation, in which he is, by his own self-admission. He's sitting here waiting for a warrant so he can execute a search on that tent because of those stolen vehicles. So he is still in the middle of an active investigation. People are approaching his vehicle regularly over here, and he's not activating his body cam. So flat out, that is a huge violation of Denver's policy on activating their body cams. And I have a current complaint right now that's sitting in that independent monitor's office for the very same thing. They do not want to be on camera, period. And the general public is not holding them accountable to it. So yes, this time I must go down that rabbit hole and file that complaint on him. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, you guys, have a great day, and thanks for being here. And it's just really fascinating the things you catch on camera when there's a cop around.